I'd like to ask you, Paul Ryan, your new vice presidential nominee,
right,
asked the party to go out there, confront the Democrats on the traditional Medicare argument, and this time win it. How are you going to do that?
Well, we all know that Medicare is at least $38 trillion in unfunded liability. It cannot continue in its current form. And so Ryan takes the position, and I think most Republicans take the position, that there will be absolutely no change for those 55 years or older. But if we want Medicare to be around for our children and grandchildren, those younger than that, we're going to have to make some significant changes.
So when you look forward to 2013 and what you would like it to be, a Romney administration,
right,
what role do you think Paul Ryan's plan, the path to prosperity, his budget, will play in your legislating as possibly the chairman of the Finance Committee?
Well, at least he has a plan. I suspect one reason why Mitt Romney picked Paul Ryan is because the Democrats were going to make the Ryan plan a major issue, and they were going to demagogue it. So why not have the guy who can explain it better than anybody else, who has the budgetary background, as budget committee chairman, and Paul really has a very good knack of explaining it. And you hardly don't have to explain it, because we all know it's going broke.
As you know, there's been some debate about the $700-odd billion that were taken out of Medicare.
Right.
They were cut from parts of Medicare in part to boost up Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act. Those were in the original Ryan budget. Mitt Romney says he wants to restore that money. Where are you on that issue?
Well, the fact of the matter is that the Democrats took about $716 billion out so they could put it into an unsustainable new entitlement program called Obamacare. And there's no question about it that they didn't have any way of paying for it. And they also really partially dismantled Medicare Advantage, which had worked amazingly well for people. And almost everybody admitted it was a tremendous success, but they basically have hacked that up as well. Some think they did it to help their friends at AARP, who now are selling Advantage policies, really, and making a lot of money, billions of dollars off of that change.
That's actually quite an accusation. Do you have evidence
tell me
that
it's
AARP
wrong.
is
well, no, AARP now has supplemental policies. I'm not blaming them. Mm-hmm. They're providing a supplemental policy that makes up for the loss of Medicare Advantage. And they know that gradually the Democrats will phase out Medicare Advantage, which has been a tremendous program that has particularly helped rural America. And it's been a success by any measure, but when you take automatically $200 billion out of it over time, it's going to have a very difficult time continuing.
So one last question.
Sure.
As a son of Utah, as a member of the Church of Latter-day Saints, what does it mean to go and watch Mitt Romney, deep connections to your state, a member of your church, go and take the nomination tonight as the standard bearer for the Republican Party?
Well, the LDS Church aside, the real name of the church is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That aside, if Mitt Romney wasn't LDS, we'd want him. The guy has been successful at everything he's ever done. A part of that comes from his background in the LDS faith, because we bring up our young kids to be independent and self-reliant, to live good lives, to serve their fellow men and women. And part of it was Mitt was a bishop. Mm-hmm. This old boy here was a bishop when I ran for the Senate back in 1976. And bishops, the one reason why he's reticent to talk about it is because you usually give about 30 hours a week. The Mormon Church is the only church in the world with a completely unpaid ministry and missionary system. And you usually give about 30 hours a week as a bishop to help people with a myriad of problems, everything from personal problems to economic problems, to psychological problems, to spiritual problems. And you do that voluntarily without disclosing how you're helping people, and you're a little reticent to breach any of that private confidentiality. And all we're trying to do as Mormons is to live the teachings of Jesus. And by any measure, our people really try to do that.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you, Senator, for coming by.